Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the presentation of colors presented by Oxnard High School's JROTC and the national anthem by our very own Lou Adler.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Audience, please be seated. Welcome family, friends, staff, and faculty to Rancho Campana High School's 2021 graduation ceremony. As you hear, on behalf of all of our graduates, we would like to thank everyone who has helped us along the way. We couldn't have done it without you all. Congratulations to the class of 2021! Woo!
Thank you, Shelby. Class of 2021, you may now be seated. Parents, family, friends, and community members, I am Brian Martin, proud principal of Rancho Campana High School, and I would like to wish you good afternoon and welcome to our 4th annual commencement ceremony. Today, we will be presenting to you the class of 2021, They are the first class to graduate in person on the field. The graduates sitting here today have demonstrated grace and dignity in unprecedented times. They survived distance learning and sit here today ready for what comes next. Rancho Campana would like to welcome our distinguished guests from the Oxnard Union High School Board. School board members have been elected by the community to provide leadership and citizen oversight to the school district. Welcome to our fourth commencement ceremony. Representing the Oxnard Union High School District School Board, Board President Dr. Steve Hall. Dr. Hall was elected to the board in 2012. He holds a bachelor's degree in math, master's degree in statistics, and doctorate in organizational leadership. An educator for nearly 30 years, he has served in a variety of roles, including Dean of Math, Science, and Athletics at Oxnard College, President of the Ventura County Federation of College Teachers, and currently, Dr. Hall serves as a math professor and math department chairperson at Oxnard College. Representing the Oxnard Union High School District Administration, Dr. Tom McCoy. And Shannon Houston Scott. On behalf of the faculty and staff, along with the pride of being a monarch, I thank and congratulate the class of 2021 for their diligence, hard work, and outstanding achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the class of 2021. Seated in the first row today are our top academic scholars who earned the highest grade point average during their academic career at Rancho Campana High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Rancho Campana's valedictorians and top 10 scholars. The class of 2021 has a very fitting total of 21 valedictorians. For those of you who don't know how big our class is, that's 12.5% roughly of our class. To the top 10 and valedictorians, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. We also have a number of students that earned the California State Seal by literacy. If you earned the seal, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Students at Rancho have an opportunity to earn an academic cord by successfully completing a rigorous course of study and completing all other requirements. All students wearing purple cords have earned that certification by the academy they belong to. Today's ceremony would not be complete without student voices. The students selected to speak today were chosen by a committee and represent the immense talent of this class. The class of 2021 is truly talented and will be missed. The students were also given an opportunity to select a teacher to speak as well. To start us off, I'm pleased to introduce Alexandra Massey, our first student speaker.
Welcome, everyone, to a celebration of the class of 2021. Woo! Especially my fellow graduates. I'm Alex Massey, and I am honored to speak in front of you all and congratulate the hard work and dedication of the students here today. We've experienced historic events that have shaped us into a driven, passionate generation of change makers. As the class of 2021, we are the change. It's been quite the unusual year for us graduating seniors. We've navigated the trials and tribulations of high school, all while in a pandemic, social justice movements, a national election, climate change, and those pesky college essays. But before we get started with celebrations, it's important to recognize the struggles we've experienced. What started as another 2 weeks off of spring break evolved into a tragic, life-changing pandemic. COVID-19 forced us away from our friends, our dedicated teachers, and our beautiful campus. We had to quickly adjust to online Zoom classes and the solitude of distance learning. Hugging our grandparents, extended family, or friends was out of the question. The gravity of human lives lost during this past year has been unprecedented and unparalleled. In 2020, we saw a deadly virus spread throughout the world. But we also saw something else spread: hope. Social justice movements in America instilled action and awareness into our communities. Millions of people all over the world took to the streets to stand up for racial justice in some of the largest protests ever seen. We experienced a tumultuous election season where young and diverse groups of people voted in record numbers. Impending climate crises catalyzed the urgency for communities to demand clean air, clean water, and safe environments. We've listened, we've learned, and we have fought for what we believe in. We are not going to compromise on the pursuit for equality. Young people like us are making a difference in our communities and around the world. We are the change. At Rancho, students strive for the betterment of our communities. Some of us attended protests to fight racism and stand with Black and Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Some of us had uncomfortable yet important conversations about race, gender, and society with our families and friends to confront the internalized biases we may face. Student-led organizations such as Ventura County's Justice in the Classroom demanded systemic change in our education and government systems to provide equity for all. Those of us born before November 4th, 2002 had the opportunity to cast our first vote in a national election and make our voices heard. The eventful presidential election materialized academic discussions at Rancho about history being made before us. As a class, we have had amazing accomplishments over the past 4 years. Academically, we've excelled with 21 of our graduating students earning valedictorian. Rancho artists have created incredible works ranging all art mediums from canvas to theater to photography to pottery. Medical science students volunteered at local hospitals and practiced medical training such as CPR. Engineering students were involved with RC Makes, where students created various products such as Academy Awards and COVID masks. Our small but mighty dance team won nationals 6 times. Our dedicated clubs hosted various volunteer and social events that shaped us outside of school. For example, Green Club hosted trash cleanups, educated students on climate change, and led campaigns to fight fossil fuels in Ventura County. Our teachers and staff at Rancho have excelled in making us a priority over the past 4 years. They've instructed, mentored, guided, and supported us. This past year, they had to adapt to a whole new and very difficult teaching landscape. Teachers, we really appreciate how passionate you are about teaching, how you care for us, and how you want to see us succeed. Please join me in a round of applause for our dedicated, resilient teachers and staff. As we officially enter a new phase in our lives, whether it be college or starting a career, I urge you to carry the lessons we've learned over the past 4 years and to use your voice for good. As Monarchs, we are a talented group of individuals who bring so many different qualities to the table. Whether your passions relate to art or business, digital design or economics, science or theater, you can use your abilities to make this world a better place. I believe in this generation's ability to change the world because we are the change. Congratulations, class of 2021. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our next student speaker, ASB President Shelby Brown.
Sorry, I am very short. Hello, my name is Shelby Brown, and I like watermelon. Let me just tune into everyone's collective thought bubble right now. What am I hearing? I'm hearing, what? Don't worry. That was always the first thing I said to anybody I met at Rancho for the very first time during my freshman year. Yeah, that was my icebreaker. Hello, my name is Shelby Brown. I am this big. My haircut is strange. My fashion sense consists of leggings and oversized sweaters. And my favorite thing in the world is a particular fruit. I may also be going through puberty. Hi, hello. But many things have changed since then. My haircut is cuter, I wear jeans and they are cuffed, and I read even more than I did then. Recently, I read a book called One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, which is all about love, personal growth, and found family. The one thing I'll always remember is the quote, "The Q," which is a train in New York City where the book is set, is a time, a place, and a person. And I didn't realize until now that Rancho is just that, a time, a place, and a person. And during the time of my start at Rancho, as unfortunate as it is, that little icebreaker I mentioned is how I made my closest friends, students and teachers alike. That's how my own time started here at Rancho and how it will end today. And so, Rancho is a time. Rancho also isn't just a short way to say where you or your kids go to high school, even though it's incredibly convenient. It's also a place where the birds sing in the morning and the marine layer before our California sun evaporates and totals it. It's a place where the pack is the best place to be during hot days, where the tension between your feet and the catwalk is extraordinary. Where you can sit and have lunch with the teacher along with another 10 of your friends, where picnics on the grass in the quad are calm underneath the shade of the now humongous trees. Where you'll see Chuck driving a little go-kart past you, wishing you could ride in the back. The smell of those curly fries when lunchtime hits, along with the thunderous sound of freshmen running to the historic long lunch line. Or if you stay on campus till dark, it's terrifying, but magnetic when you're with your friends, as you look into the light-polluted but stunning starry sky. And so, Rancho is a place. Rancho is also a person's Twitter account, and everything but shameless plug to add just Rancho things on the Bird app. Let's give a round of applause. It's that spirit you see on campus, from teachers dancing at a Christmas rally to Pimentel and the word facetious. Who could forget Doll and her Diet Coke, or Glytis and her shopping cart, and now with her tattoo? Next up, Creech and her cockroaches, they're adorable. And Pelayo and her chickens, ducks, and fingers crossed soon-to-be goats. Moving to the social studies department, Davis and everything about her, and more, and her love for dad jokes. Let me give you a sample. I was really mad at my friend Mark for stealing my dictionary. I said, "Mark, my words." Yeah. Rancho is also the students and our love of our teachers. Like Logan Brown, taping a picture of himself to Pelayo's wall because he's her favorite student and wants her to have something to remember him by. Our love of our campus, decorating and taking pictures of it during Art Pop, with the amazing sunset and performers during Christmas and those weird wooden trees, or the way we release chaos, absolute chaos, during Monarch Wars and the intensity of tug-of-war. It's also the love we have for each other, students and teachers alike, by being there for others during our harder moments in school, with both teachers and students offering advice, a Snickers bar, tissues, and a good hug. Whether that be going through a pandemic together, where we lost people that we loved, saw our own mental health struggle, but we're consistently there for one another, tech glitches on Google Meets, Zoom, and all. Though we weren't able to eat lunch together in person or give each other hugs, we gave virtual ones. We persevered through this hectic, crazy time and loved one another, virtually. Because not even a pandemic can break the dynamic between Rancho's student teachers and staff, and if anything, it made it stronger. And so, Rancho is a person. But I can't forget the people that helped me get to where I am today, like here. My family, I love you all more than anything in this world, even if it's a galaxy far, far away, and nothing could ever stop me from loving you, not even ice cream. Now, imagine a mosaic of every person you've ever met. If you could look closer into each and every single person, like a Google Earth zoom in, you could see every other person they've been influenced by in their life. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. For Rancho's mosaic, you'd see our thriving community, our bad Wi-Fi and heated floors. And you'd see the idle time of distance learning and the struggle with mental health that came with it. I can say with confidence that I was a part of Rancho's mosaic. The class of 2021 is a part of it, and Rancho is a part of ours. It's a beautiful idea. think of this class as a mosaic. Think of yourself as one. You see, though mosaics may look complete and put together and concrete, when you look closer, you see the messy combinations. Each individual fragment adds to the complete, bigger picture, and it's beautiful. And so, if each fragment is a time, a place, or a person, then what's your mosaic made of? I know that Rancho will always be a time and place, plus all of these amazing people for me, and will continue to hold a special place in my heart, kind of where watermelon used to be. I love you all. Thank you. Next up, it is my pleasure to introduce our teacher speaker this year, Mr. Creech. I hear it has something to do with SpongeBob.
Thank you guys for giving me this honor today. I really appreciate it. Greetings, class of 2021, family and friends. As you prepare to go out in this great adventure that we call life, you're going to have to face a lot of really difficult decisions. And people are going to give you advice and tell you to do one thing or do something else. But in the end, you're going to have to make those decisions yourself, and they'll help to define who you become in life. But fret not, my young soon-to-be graduates. There are many people who have come before you who have made these similar decisions. No, I'm not talking about adults. Have you heard some of the things the adults are saying nowadays in this country? No, I am talking about the great American philosopher, SpongeBob SquarePants. For those of you who are not familiar with SpongeBob, he lives on a pineapple under the sea in a place called Bikini Bottom. He is absorbent and yellow, and he is a treasure trove of wisdom. To gain a better understanding of the philosophy of SpongeBob and his influence, we can start by using some of his famous sayings. I will call them SpongeBobisms. A great example of this is when SpongeBob and his best friend Patrick are tasked with guarding the lair of the famous crime fighters, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. And they're explicitly told not to mess with any of the crime-fighting devices in their cave. Unfortunately, because it's SpongeBob and Patrick, they manage to free the evil Man Ray. Now, Man Ray becomes very frustrated, and at one point he threatens to rip Patrick's arms off. But SpongeBob, to calm the situation, says, "Good people don't rip other people's arms off." Now, this is sage advice for all of us, because we've all been there, right? We're just so mad, we're like, I could just rip someone's arms off. But remember, graduates, not only is it illegal, but it's also not what good people do. Another great example of a SpongeBobism is when he's trying to figure out what his best friend Patrick has in his secret box. Well, he tries to look in there, but Patrick warns him. He says, "Hey, hands off, Peeping Bob." SpongeBob has to come up with another idea, and so he uses this pearl of wisdom. Well, it's no secret that the best thing about a secret is secretly telling someone your secret, thereby adding another secret to their secret collection of secrets secretly. I'll give you guys a second to think about that one, okay? There you go. So graduates, can you keep a secret? Are you willing not to tell? If the answer is yes to both of those questions, I have a secret for you. This speech will be over in about 45 minutes. Don't tell the audience, okay? Shh. Okay, all right. So it's a joke, by the way, audience. Some people in the back are looking a little angry back there, so I apologize for that. Okay, so a final SpongeBobism that I like to share with you guys today comes from an episode called No Weenies Allowed. In this particular episode, SpongeBob wants to get into a bar called the Salty Spittoon. But this bar is notorious as a hangout for really tough sailors. So he gets to the door, and all he has to do is answer one question. How tough are you? And this is his answer. I'll have you know that I stubbed my toe last week while watering my spice garden, and I only cried for 20 minutes. How tough are you, graduates? You're about to find out. But don't feel too bad, because if you ever stub your toe, or you need someone to talk to, or you just need a hug, all your family members, your friends, and your teachers will still be there for you. So when you go out into life, remember, it's good to be tough, but it's also important to know when to ask for help. Now, for the real reason to know SpongeBob and his philosophy. While he's often seen as solely a comical character, SpongeBob has many characteristics that we could all emulate. First, he is infinitely kind and is always willing to help others regardless of who they are. Sure, he usually screws things up and makes it worse, but he doesn't care who a person is. He will help anybody, anytime. And what we can learn from that is that if we all try to help each other regardless of how we feel about each other and regardless of who these people are in our lives, we could probably create a better world by just working together. Another characteristic about SpongeBob that we could all emulate is his ability to use his imagination. Your teachers at Rancho for the last 4 years have tried to foster a sense of imagination. The problem is, as we get older, we tend to kind of turn that imagination off. We get more rigid in our way of thinking. But remember, graduates, that if you keep an open mind and you use your imagination, you might actually be able to come up with some solutions to problems that could fundamentally change the world. A final thing we can learn from SpongeBob is the true value of friendship. In the show, SpongeBob and his best friend Patrick go through many trials and tribulations. But the one thing that is consistent is that they remain the best of friends. Please remember, class of 2021, that as you're preparing to leave the best friends you've ever had behind and go on different journeys in life, that they're only a phone call away, or a tweet, or an email, or Facebook, if anybody still uses that. So don't be afraid to reach out to your friends, because friends are a really important part of your life. Finally, I would like to share one last SpongeBobism with you. At one point, SpongeBob is in boating school, and he's being bullied. And so he asks his teacher, Mrs. Puff, "Can I be excused for the rest of my life?" And I like to say, yes, SpongeBob, you and the class of 2021, you are officially not dismissed from graduation, but from class for the rest of your lives. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce a wonderful young lady and one of our 21 valedictorians of the class of 21, Miss Haley Jeffers.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited that we're able to be here today, especially because we get to be here in person. Today is the culmination of all of our years in school. We've been through so much together these last 4 years, and even though our junior and senior year weren't quite what we thought they were going to be, I am so glad to have traveled this journey with all of you. Look around here. Who are the people who got us where we are today, who supported us, who we knew would be there even on our hardest days? Please join me in thanking those teachers, staff, parents, family members, mentors, and friends. Today, I am honored to share 3 things I wish for all of us: be a lobster, be a giant, and drain your bank account. First, be a lobster. I don't know if you've seen the YouTube video where Rabbi is talking about a lobster who grows out of its shell when it feels uncomfortable, and that it is these times of discomfort that are the impetus for the lobster to grow. Without it, it would just sit around in its original shell. Well, after these last 4 years, and especially these last 15 months, we must all be huge by now. Even before I got to Rancho, I knew it was special. The first time that I set foot on campus was a startup weekend in 8th grade. And I remember meeting amazing students and faculty, and everyone was so hyped up about innovation and learning. And I remember thinking how incredible it would be if the entire school were like this. And I was right. We are an amazing school, but more importantly, filled with amazing people who have created this unique place where teachers and staff care about us and we care about them and each other. We don't just tolerate differences, we celebrate them. We love our quirkiness, and we harness our energies to create beauty and to make a difference. But most importantly, in class, outside of class, we are encouraged to push our limits, even if it makes us uncomfortable, whether that's some math concept, or comedy improv, or dancing when you have 2 left feet, like me. When we leave here, I hope we all continue to be lobsters growing out of our shells. Second, be a giant. One of my mother's friends still remembers her own high school graduation speaker, and the title of the speech was, "How Long Is Your Shadow?" The idea was that you not only affect everyone that you touch, but also everyone that those people touch. And they were encouraged to cast long shadows because you never know what each one of us can set in motion. We at Rancho have always had long shadows. We volunteered in the community, raised money for great causes, printed face shields for frontline workers during COVID. We ran businesses like RC Makes. We touched people with our art, won awards for our dance team, went to state with our Academic team. It's no wonder we were named the California Distinguished School. Our energy, our enthusiasm, our pride have already casted long shadows. So let's make them even longer. I challenge each of us, be a giant and cast the longest, biggest shadows you can. And finally, drain your bank account. I recently read this story on LinkedIn. Imagine there's a bank that gives you $86,400 every day to use however you want. And at the end of the day, whatever you haven't used gets wiped out. Anything you don't spend disappears. It doesn't carry over to the next day. What would you do? Well, of course, you draw out every cent of those $86,400 each day, right? Well, everyone has such a bank, and it's called time. Every morning, it gives us 86,400 seconds. Every night, it writes off as lost whatever of this you failed to invest. They don't carry over. There's no overdraft. And if you fail to use the day's deposit, there's no going back. We can't save those seconds for tomorrow. We have to live and spend in the present. Take time to appreciate those we have in our blessings. Take time to take care of not only the people around you, but also yourself. Drain your bank account. Savor every moment of the day because we can't take them back. And now, to quote Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, we did it! Let's be the best lobsters, giants, and big spenders we can be. Congratulations, class of 2021! And now, Mr. Martin, I think I speak for all of us when I say it's time for our diplomas.
I'm just going to give one more round of applause to all of our speakers today. Now it's time to present the class of 2021. It's a policy of the Oxnard Union High School District that the principals certify that students have met the prerequisites for graduation. As principal of Rancho Campana High School, I certify the school board member, Dr. Steve Hall, and to the other members of the school board of the Oxnard Union High School District, and to Superintendent Dr. Tom McCoy, and the administrative staff of the Oxnard Union High School District, the seniors before you from Rancho Campana High School, class of 2021, have met the requirements as prescribed by the Oxnard Union High School District and the state of California to receive their high school diplomas.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Oxnard Union High School District, I accept and congratulate the graduating class of 2021.
Drew Catherine Lopnow.
Tegan Joy Davidge.
Colin Jacob Wong.
Brandon Bin Din.
Haley Mesu Jeffers.
Audrey Elizabeth Gross.
Andrea Mary Hassig.
Michaela Renee Hanks.
Abriana Noelani Sabatini.
Chloe Joanne Harbor.
Luz Adler.
Nagin Megan Jelani.
Daniel Gabriel de la Cruz de Pula.
Megan Paige Johnson.
Manroop Kaur Dhaliwal.
Catherine Jane Kelly.
Aaron Martinez.
Kimberly Luga.
Kaylee Felice Espardinas.
Alexandra Rose Massey.
Kaylin Ani.
Eva Francis Mulvihill.
Abigail Paige Crosby.
Rebecca Lauren Nashid. Laura, sorry.
Malia Kate Abbott.
Jacob Landon Bedard.
Kiana Marie Aguilar.
Joseph Benson.
Diego Alcantar.
Anvith Bimasetti.
Tatum Brindell Alquist Lifetog.
Gwen Elizabeth Bjork.
Portia Angel.
Rachel Leanne Black.
Barbara Anguita.
Logan David Peyton Brown.
Raven Christine Zaire Baptiste.
Shelby Elena Peyton Brown.
Daniela Maria Baroni.
Jean Tarog Bangay.
Justin Daniel Barroso.
Irissa Jolie Carr.
Alista Marie Becerra.
Ryan Addison Cole.
Dylan Andrea Crooks.
Trevor Jacob Dulick Ernst.
Darla Renee Curtis.
Timothy James Durham.
Kira Cushman.
Abigail Rebecca Ebrun.
Riley Thomas Dana.
Lori Ann Englehart.
Zoe Camille Davis Garcia.
Connor Anthony Eppolito.
Sydney Mae Dillon.
Reese Kelly Sweeney Filipinas.
Jacob Ruben Orozco.
Derek Ramon Gonzalez.
Megan Michelle Disney.
Joshua Michael Grindle.
Jeremiah Zachary Dobes.
Hunter Douglas Gronwald.
Layla Jane Dominguez.
Luke David Guerra.
Bellamy Hall.
Kylie Ann Howell.
Alexis Janelle Hardy.
Alex Catherine Hunt.
Atenis Haro Valero.
Susanna Inez.
Brianna Raylene Hernandez.
Simeon Afton Idias.
Leanna Denise Hernandez.
Sasha Katarina Jacobson.
Jessica Hernandez Mendoza.
Isabel Sterling Jansen.
Alyssa Marie Hess.
Caleb Michael Gerals.
Andrew Charles Hess.
Aaron Tysho Johnson.
Nathan Andrew Holcomb.
Matthew David Jones.
Ethan Richard Hook.
Jackson Allen Kaiser.
Alyssa An Karchai.
Hannah Sang Lee.
Nathan Christopher Keelan.
Evelyn Lee.
Caitlin Danielle Kelly.
Chandler Allen Mashak.
Joseph Daniel Carolos.
Alexa Elizabeth Martinez.
McKenna Lee Kinsey.
Raiden Andrew Matsumoto.
Sarah Michelle Kistler.
Molly Catherine McCoy.
Julia Alexandra Coslow.
Callie Ann McDonald.
Keith Shinta Kujiroka.
Megan Suzanne McDonald.
Joshua Sebastian Laird.
Amelie Kieran McLaughlin.
Bin Tan Lee.
Kylie Ann McMullen.
Nico McConney.
Riona Helene Norton.
Joseph Louis Migliaccio.
Sakura Natalie Akumara.
Sean Showay Miller.
Adam Jacob Orozco.
Aaron Linda Mock.
Miguel Salvador Ortega Jr.
Katana Yvain Monk.
Ethan Taylor Reese Ariki Ortiz.
Auden Joseph Montville Wood.
Artur Bergish Oza.
Brandon Anthony Morales.
Alyssa Monet Pacheco.
Cody Joshua Nagel.
Samuel Aaron Perry.
Sasson Yale Nehas.
Sheldon R. Peters. Emma Carolina Philippi.
Valentina Isabella Prendes.
Alyssa Clara Saldana.
Griffin Kavai Quick.
Tania Luisa Guzman Sanchez.
Malia Elizabeth Quick.
Benjamin Gregory Sandoval.
Alejandra Ramirez.
Nathan Scott Schuberg.
Kenneth Luigi Ramos.
Ava Margaret Solch.
Kyle Ritchie.
Jacob Robert Sears.
Ethan Eric Robbins.
Russell Luke Smith.
Blake Edward Aaron Roberts.
Benjamin Louise Stevens.
Brisa Adelina Rodriguez.
Brian Riley Stocko.
Robert Henry Saylor.
Savannah Such.
Jacob William Tawil.
Isabella Nicole Walker.
Michaela Jolie Telly.
Maeve Amy Watanabe.
Peter Ann Bin Tran.
Bradley Wallace Webster.
Hannah Trapp.
Catherine Jillian White.
Tristan Tooley.
Madison Winfrey.
Michael Turner.
Brianna Jacqueline Yanez Leva.
Max Aubrey Verone.
Charisma Zaragoza.
Cassandra Danielle Velasco.
Haley Lucas.
Bailey Nicole Venzon. Shaylee Hunter Voiles.
Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues, board members, parents, but most importantly, our graduates. That's right, okay, it's okay. You can clap for them. So I want to ask you how you would define traditional. I can tell you the short definition, well established. But I've used the word to talk about how things were PP, pre-pandemic. I used it as a euphemism instead of saying normal, because what is that really? We could get back to traditional meetings, traditional family gatherings, traditional graduations. You know, normal. However, the more I've reflected about it, there are great traditions that deserve to be carried on, but there are others that we now have the opportunity to let go and fill that vacuum with much needed change. As I always say, people have heard this a lot, there are two things people don't like: the way things are and change. I would like to use education as a metaphor for what I'm describing. Before the pandemic, education looked closer to what it did in 1950 than what it does now. It was a system that worked for some, but not for many. Over the last 15 months, our system of education has had to adapt, utilize technology to reach students that were previously unreachable, and educate a large swath of students in ways that we did not think possible. How did that happen? Through new learning, through understanding, but most importantly, through hard work and empathy. It was a collective effort by many. It was teachers tirelessly toiling to rework their curriculum. It was students learning how to set schedules for themselves while at the same time watching younger siblings. And it was parents learning how to monitor progress in ways they have never done in the past. Did this new, non-traditional way of education work for everybody? Certainly didn't. But what I would hypothesize is that it worked for a great number of our students. But why am I saying this? Because though not everything worked, we were able to come together and innovate new ways to help as many students as we could. And as I said, I'm not advocating to throw out all tradition. I'm encouraging everybody to acclimate to a new post-pandemic world. We have two choices. We can continue the status quo, go back to how things were, or we can choose a new path. We can take the lessons we learned and apply them to a new reality that incorporates the best of what we had with the best of what changed. It's very easy to fall back into our previous habits, but we have to fight that urge, and we need to thrive. This will undoubtedly be hard for some, those the system was working for. But graduates, we have to look beyond ourselves to the betterment of our society and world as a whole. We have to be understanding that though we are successful, others may not have had the same opportunities afforded to us. As we are nearing the end of a 15 months that seemed like an eternity, but at the same time, the blink of an eye, we read stories of how people are having difficulties adjusting to our new normal. The reports of people behaving poorly, acting out against each other, now more than ever, which is why, graduates, I ask this one thing of you. Look around you. Go ahead, do it. It's all right. Look around right now. Look at your peers. Though you all may be different, races, skin tones, backgrounds, political affiliations, genders, sexual orientations, you all have more in common with each other than you don't. My ask of you is to remember this, to explore, recognize, understand, and respect your differences. To get to know every culture you can that is not your own. Once you do this, you remember that we are all humans and far more alike than we are different. As a former biology teacher, you should all know that human DNA is 99.9% the same. Remember this when you are in a disagreement or have a hard time understanding your neighbor. Though you may seem and feel very different, we are all fundamentally the same. This is a hard task, certainly. No generation before you has been able to master it. But what I have seen in you making change in our world in small and also in sometimes very monumental ways, you are truly a special class. If anybody can do this, I know you will be able to do it. The last year and 3 months have presented challenges locally and globally. Though many of us have faced tragedy, my hope is that you, graduates, can be the generation that takes what we have learned and brings us all together. So now that I have thrown the weight of the world on your shoulders, I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2021. May your next journey in life be filled with joy and wonder. I'm going to miss all of you. Graduates, please stand and thank your parents. Now, Senior Class President Colin Wong will lead the graduates in the turning of the tassels.
The moving of the tassel symbolizes the end of our high school years and the beginning of our future as high school graduates. The moment we turn our tassels from the right to the left, we will officially be graduates of Rancho Campana High School. On the count of 3, will Rancho Campana's class of 2021 move their tassels from the right to the left? 1, 2, 3. Graduates, please remain standing for the singing of our alma mater by the trio of Kaylin Ani, Arissa Carr, and Tegan Davidge.
We stand tall and brave with our goals in sight.
With the heart of a lion, we were born to fight, fight, fight.
Fight for creativity, fight for what we love.
Fight for equality and what we dream of. Rancho Campana, monarchs are we. Pride is our virtue, let's make history. We may be small, but we have a great big roar. We'll fight for what's right until the days are no more. Rancho Campana, monarchs are we. Pride is our virtue, let's make history. Pride is our virtue. Let's make history.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud to present to you the graduates of Rancho Campana High School class of 2021. As they recess, please remain in your seats. Once all graduates have exited the field, you may join them in the student parking lot. Again, join me in a round of applause. Graduates, you may now begin the recessional.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Tonight, I'm gonna have myself a real good time.